Now let me show you one more thing, because as I said, the IRS will write their definition according to what they want you to understand. But let's go here to Investopedia and see what their definition of irrevocable trust is. Now they write an irrevocable trust. An irrevocable trust cannot be modified or terminated without the permission of the beneficiary. Now this will give you the implication that if the beneficiary says so or gives permission, the grantor can change or modify the trust terms. And that is true. Under certain circumstances, the grantor can make changes to the indentures or to the trust terms, but as long as the initial purpose of the trust is not converted, that is doable under certain circumstances. So I point all this out to let you know that other people have different understandings of trust, and all laws of the trust have nuances. Nothing is really written in stone, and that is the incredible thing about these trusts. You can maneuver these things around what the IRS or any other entity or person would state as concrete law. Trusts are far from concrete. They're almost like judicial law. You can bend and twist them any way you want to. All right. So here I just make this point to let you know that Investopedia has tapped into a portion of the trust where it was shown that the beneficiary can give permission to have the grantor change the trust, even in an irrevocable trust. So just keep that in mind, okay? The fluidity of a trust is incredible and it's magical. So now we're going to continue reading. The way to demystify a trust is to look at it as essentially a contract. That is what a trust is. Essentially, it is a contract. It's a contract set up under a specific way, as we explain further, when you have the three parties, one party granting to a second party for the benefit of a third party. But it is a contract, and it being a contract, it is essentially private. Okay, that's another key thing that you need to understand. A trust is an agreement between you and another party to manage whatever property you establish with and subsequent property you put into the trust. So let me read that again. A trust is an agreement between you and another party to manage whatever property you establish the trust with and any other property you put into the trust. The heart of the contract is the indenture agreement, often called the law of the trust. In the indenture, all the instructions for the management of the trust are written in express form, so there is no issue or question about what to do in any given event. Now, this word is very important because when you express something in a trust, that trust is literally called or termed an express trust, okay, which is more powerful than a trust that is done by implication, meaning by the action of the parties, it seems to form a trust. Okay, we'll get into that later again. But the main point in this is I want you to understand that a trust is a contract, and the law to contract is your strength. That is your ultimate power in defending your trust. That it is a contract. You defend its privacy by the fact that it is a private contract. You defend the ability to create one by the fact that it is a contract, because the Constitution, as we will see, gives you the right to form. Let me put that different. The Constitution protects your right. It doesn't give you the right. It protects your right to form a contract in any way you see fit, as long as there's no infringement upon legality or the public. All right. So, being essentially a contract, the right to form a trust is protected, not granted, by Article 1, Section 10, Clause 1 of the United States Constitution. Okay, I'm going to go over there real quick. All right, this is, of course, not the original Constitution, but we're going to go here. All right, so we're in Section 10 of the Constitution. States prohibited from exercise of certain powers. Section 10, Clause 1. Okay. No state shall enter into any treaty, alliance, or confederation, grant letters of marque and reprisal, coin money, emit bills of credit, make anything but gold and silver coin a tender in payment of debts, pass any bill of attainder, ex post facto law, or law impairing the obligation of contracts, or grant any title of nobility. So this right here is your support for your power to write your contract and to administrate your own wealth and your own affairs, basically. That's another way I want you to look at a trust. And you'll begin to, once you look at a trust in these particular ways, you'll begin to see the power creep from under these definitions.